Round 1.
Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all for being here and leaving your feedback, commenting, liking, subscribing. It all means a lot to me. Thank you all. My name is Joshua Jacob Jones. I'm a Street Beefs fighter. Thank you all for being here.
Round 2.
Hello, Juan. Juan Pablo Santos. Thank you all for watching. Much love. Thank you all for being here.
Round 3.
I appreciate you all for being here. Max Raider, Ahmed, Count Main, thank you all for being here.
Round 4.
Hey, I appreciate you all for watching. Much love, everybody. Count Main, Max Raider, Ahmed. Appreciate you all for watching, liking the live, leaving your feedback, subscribing. It means a lot to me. My name is Joshua Jacob Jones Jr. I'm a Street Beefs fighter. Thank you all for being here.
Round 5.
I'm doing one more round of shadow boxing and then I'm going to do heavy bag work. I appreciate you all for watching. It means a lot to me. Thank you all for being here. Edgar, Cameron, Julia, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all for being here.
Round 6. Round 7.
Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all for being here. Yeah, I've had 4 fights on Street Beefs. Thanks for watching, guys. Izard Gaming. How are y'all doing?
Round 8.
Oh, I got 4 losses. I got 13 backyard boxing matches.
Round 9. Final.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all for being here. I hope y'all are having a great night. I appreciate you all for being here. It means a lot to me. I hope y'all are doing good. Now the Street Beefs that I fight for is out of Vegas. Street Beefs West Coast. I appreciate you all for being here and watching. It means a lot to me. I appreciate you all for watching. It really means a lot to me that you're all here. I'm getting like a lot of tips and stuff, guys. Like, it's helpful, like hindsight's always 2020. I don't have anybody, there telling me this stuff when I'm hitting the bag, and remembering it. It's just gonna take too much time thinking about it every time I try to, punch and stuff. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. It's more important that I get a workout, and I'm training my stamina and my endurance and throwing punches rather than just working on um, the little things all the time, especially when I don't have a coach. I could be practicing things improperly. I'd rather just have a simple like base, simple foundation for somebody to instruct rather than be complexly rooted in some horrible habits like you know I just the basics that I go through my head or like keep my hands up, try to keep my elbows tucked, keep my chin down, and stay balanced. And you know you'll see that I move my head sometimes, that I'll practice defense, that I'll practice an active guard, but most importantly, especially when I'm hitting the bag, I'm just focused on volume and output with my punches. I'm not too worried about the little nitty gritty details because it could hinder my ability to work out. Um, and I'm not saying that I'm the greatest or that I'm the best or anything like that, but if you even watch a lot of professional fighters who hit the bag, they don't always look pretty, or you know they don't always fight by the book or how everybody thinks that the you know the stereotypical fighting style or techniques would be, such as like Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira's very stiff, very upright. He throws heavy punches, and he doesn't have a whole lot of a jab. So, but he conquers because he is diligent and he perseveres, and it's about tactic more than anything. I don't go into a fight just thinking, hey, um, all I need is one punch or blah 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 or this and that, or like I just go in there and I expect to adapt, and I expect to learn, and I know it's going to be uncomfortable, but that just gives me an opportunity to stay disciplined and do my thing. So, I look forward to that because that shows my training in the end. It shows how good that I've trained not only my body but my mind. But like I said, uh, if you think about it too much, you like it's me stumbling on my words right now. If you think about it too much, you're gonna you're gonna stumble, you're gonna stutter, you're gonna mess up. Um, there's no perfect execution or anything like that when it really comes to fighting. You're gonna get hit. um you're gonna have to block punches, you're gonna lose your balance. It's training to prepare for those things. And um just like Muhammad Ali, he didn't really fight um according to what is the word, like he didn't he really broke the status quo when it came to the rules of boxing. He would lean on one foot a lot, he would cross his feet, he would snap punches from the elbow, he wouldn't really use his hips a whole lot in his punches. He did a lot of things that weren't conventional to boxing back then or even in the modern day, but he made it work, and that's what made him great. Not that the fact that he followed the rules detail for detail, but the fact that he broke the rules and he did it in style. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. too. Everybody has their own little thing. I'm not gonna say that I'm any of those guys, but um, like my techniques, in my training, they definitely they do correlate to my fighting and my style and how I compete. I throw a lot of punches in my fights, and the only way to train to throw a lot of punches in your fights is to throw even more punches in shadow boxing and on the heavy bag. And in that regard, you'll see me throwing some long-winded combinations, or you'll see me kind of doing some maybe not so technically sound maneuvers. But in the end, I know those aren't actually things I can necessarily do in a fight, but they're training my lungs and my muscles to develop more, strength and endurance and stuff to be able to compete to the fullest of my degree. How to stop flinching? Spar more. You need to get more comfortable in the ring, and you need to learn how to block and dodge a little bit more comfortably. Um, that's all I can say. I don't blink. I don't flinch so much at punches. And even when I do, it's on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose because I want them to, be unpredictable with my head movement, but don't like over exaggerate your flinch. Just like, move a little bit and reestablish yourself, and then be prepared to move in a different way right after that. You don't want to like be predictable. So like somebody throws a jab and I like feint this way, or like I go in this way, and they're gonna throw that jab and expect me to go in this way maybe again, but I'm gonna go out that way. You know what I mean? So they'll throw that jab and I'll be out that way and back up or something, or like they'll throw the jab and I'll just back up. You have so many options. You can parry the jab, you can catch the jab, you can roll the jab, you can like dip under the jab, you can pull the jab, you can slip the jab in or out. You just got to be prepared for the follow-up punches. That's why I was saying working on active guard, because you could as soon as you kind of have established your defense around the jab and you're ready to like kind of fight around that, then you can kind of start picking your punches and finding your combos and avoiding the power hands and the hooks because you're staying out of range. You'll see a lot of fighters fighting with the long like guard because they're trying to find it and keep that safe range. But really, it's a distance between the feet. You just want to find like the safe distance you always are with your feet, and keep that away, like and you can control the entire pace of a fight if you can control the distance and the timing. Okay, so if you got the distance down and you've found your openings and the timing, you've pretty much won. I don't know who this Myung guy is. Myung, red green turtle. Who is that? Splash dash. What does that mean? You can't really set up fights with other fighters. It has to be set up by um the people who organizes the matchups in the group, which I believe is Martin and Isaac. If you join the StreetBeefs West Coast group where I fight, that's who it is. And they declare who fights who and when, which event or whatever. I don't even know who that is, but it also everything's organized by like weight class and stuff like that and skill level. No, I've never suffered concussions. I've never even been knocked out. I already put in my work, bro. You're a day late and $1 short. Man, it's like midnight here. I'm tired as hell, y'all. You wouldn't know that guy even if you saw that guy. Because you don't know nothing about being that guy. Death Sentence is my homie, bro. Death Sentence wouldn't fight me. Me and Death Sentence is close. We're tight, bro. That dude's the G. He's a badass. You just mad that you ain't Death Sentence. You just mad that you ain't Winged C. You just mad that you ain't me. You ain't gonna do nothing. You wish I'd talk to you nice. That costs money, bro. Are you mad because I'm not autistic? I might be autistic, but your girlfriend still hits me up on Instagram. Death Sentence, that's for the audience to decide. I'm not gonna declare how tough he is or not. I've never been on bum fights. Didn't that get like canceled before I was like born? I don't know. I don't remember when that was around. My boxing name is Joshua Jacob Jones Jr. Yeah, it's like a stage name kind of. I appreciate you all for watching. It really means a lot to me. I'm like coming up here on an hour of filming. I'll probably hop off here soon. I just wanted to get some extra views under my belt before I hop off this. I really don't need. If you want to come test my chin, you got to come to the gym and spar, bro. Like, that don't really make much sense unless you're trying to fight or something. You gotta, I guess, try to set it up in StreetBeefs, like I said. But earlier I was saying they don't really allow you to set up your own fights. Martin and Isaac are the ones that organize the fights for StreetBeefs West Coast and Las Vegas. I've been TKO'd once in StreetBeefs. I got cut. As you can see, I got a big old scar in my eyebrow. I got cut, and my girlfriend didn't know how to patch my eye back up in my corner, so we had to call the fight. Yeah, I love UFC. I'm gonna be watching Gaethje versus Pimblett. Did it hurt? No, it didn't hurt. I actually didn't know that I got cut. It was just an unfortunate like stoppage. That shit happens. But I've never been knocked out, not in sparring, not in a fight, nothing. I've been knocked down a couple times. I've been hit pretty damn hard, but never been knocked out. Gaethje versus Pimblett. I think I don't know, man. Patty might tag his chin, dude. Patty he might grab that. He might grab that KO. You're a nobody, dude. You don't even got no fights. Like, why would that, like, how relevant are you? Because you ain't faced me yet. You're probably like some 400-pound fat ass motherfucker sitting on his couch eating Cheetos, drinking beer and shit. Like, I ain't afraid of you, dude. You're a nobody. You're literally nobody. You don't even have a username on freaking YouTube. That's how, like, much of a nobody you are. And I am not at all offended or, like, at all concerned about, like, what the fuck you feel or think or anything like that. Just keep commenting on my shit, bro. It's actually entertaining as hell. And essentially it'll just pay me in the long run. Oh my god, this guy's sitting there like listing a whole fucking like just plethora of uncredible resources. Not any links to videos or like box rec or anything like that. No real credible information that we can use to look up to see if you're a fighter. Oh man, I studied 6 years of shit kundo and I studied at the McDojo for 12 years and I don't play Fortnite. That's just for kids, bro. I like Justin Gaethje a lot. He's a good fighter. Isn't the song what's his name? Song Dong or whatever fighting what's his name? The other guy? You know who I'm talking about, right? Song Yadong. Yeah, he's fighting Sugar Song. Yeah, that's who it is, yeah. Sean O'Malley. I know he got a weird name, bro. I don't know. I'm not like I'm a boxing fan through and through, like straight up, but I do watch UFC. But yeah, he's cool, dude. I like Song, like whatever his name is. I ain't gonna remember Song. Yeah, Song, yeah. Whatever, dude. I love boxing, man. A lot of people think it's boring. It's just my sport, bro. I think that you just got to know what you're looking at, and it's like looking at painting, bro. Some people like some things, some people like others. I'm not gonna say it's like abstract or anything, but it's definitely its own masterpiece. You know what I mean? I see a lot of hugging in MMA, bro. I don't like a lot of MMA fights because they're just holding each other against the fence the whole time, bro. Like, and it gets really, really boring. I hate that. At least there's a ref that's gonna break it up in boxing. You got like 3 to 5 seconds before somebody steps in. But Yeah, no, that's the boring stuff. Like I see a lot of hugging in boxing, and I won't watch those fights. Like I really like I the my most favorite recent fight that I watched, even though I really love Marab, was Marab versus Peter Yan. What a great fight, dude. What an amazing like fight. That's the type of stuff I want to see in MMA. Um I like to watch Muay Thai in one championship because it's like it's eventful. You know, there's every second of it is action packed, and that's what I like. You know, and Southpaw. I love Southpaw stance. It's just what I am, though. I don't recommend it or anything. It's just who I am and how I fight. I don't know. It depends, bro. Like, who's better at fighting, the MMA fighter or the boxer? Because, like, a really, really good boxer probably knows quite a bit about like wrestling and stuff like that. Not only that, like MMA fighters have some of the worst boxing I've seen. Like some, like not all of them, but like I've never seen so many people do this exact thing in MMA. Like in MMA, especially UFC, you'll see this a lot. You're like, and then they just go in like this and like get knocked out, bro, every time. And I'm like, what did you expect? You just did this. You did this. You went like high hands and like just came in like this. Like you went like what? I'm gonna punch you in the face or kick you in the face or knee you in the face. I don't know, dude. Like I see that so much because they have like a comfortable understanding of striking, but they also don't understand because like in reality, you're not resetting your head here every time when you like throw punches, and they'll do that. They like reset their head like right over their lead foot. And even some of them will just like reset like right over their back foot when they really just you want to stay centered and you want to like kind of work, especially if you're in MMA. You ever heard Boss Rutan talk about like how he just like he's like I like to stay tall and kind of like back because and a little bit squared off. You notice he fought very squared off because it's so much different being in a MMA fight. You got to be able to like switch stances a lot more. You got to have a lot more of an active guard if you want to throw those elbows. You know, throw the kicks, like you know any sort of kick. I got them. I'm not that great at kicks, but you understand. You got to have a proper balance, and and it all gets thrown away if you get set on this lead foot. Like, just try to do any sort of fighting off this lead foot. I see a lot of MMA fighters like this. And it's like, they're really spastastic. And I don't know, I spar a lot of MMA fighters too. So, I mean, it's just something I've noticed. It works for them though. Their hands are a lot faster in those MMA gloves, so they can, you know, really fast. But I don't know. I try to listen to the people who did it the best and pay attention to the people who did it the best. I mean, you'll see John Jones kind of like getting like a stance like this, but he's so tall. Does it even matter for him? Like, all he has to do is lean back. And that's kind of what he's setting you up for, is the lean back and then the kick to the leg. So, I mean, it's tactic, I guess. I don't know. I just think that the boxing could be a lot better in MMA, and it depends on who's the better fighter. Like, if you ask me if a wrestler is gonna beat anybody on the street, no, bro. Like, wrestlers ain't got shit, dude. Like, wrestlers wrestle because they're afraid to take a punch or a kick or you know whatever it is. They'd rather get slammed on a mat. Like, freaking people in gymnastics have the same risk, and if not more as much as a wrestler, you know. So like it's one of those things where it's like they act tough, but they're just strong guys that like to grab each other in tights. I don't even think CM Punk like fights anymore, doesn't he? Isn't he like 50 something? Bro, come on, man. I ain't afraid of CM Punk. If that dude put on some boxing gloves with me, I'd tear his ass up. All right, guys. Oh shit, I passed an hour. Nice. Okay. Thank you all for commenting. I appreciate it. It all adds up. The watch time, the views, the likes, the comments. It all really means a lot to me. And like I said, it adds up over time. It really shows in my statistics, the numbers and stuff. So it means a lot that y'all are here. Y'all are leaving your comments, leaving your feedback, liking, subscribing. I'll probably see some of you guys again, and that's cool. YouTube commends me a lot more for returning viewers, and so I appreciate that. For any of you who want any advice or anything, or would like me to make recommended videos, I'm more than willing to take some recommendations. So let me hear some stuff, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.